Hello, friends. The new season has been out. I am happy that it's all out now, though I won't lie, I have a lot of mixed feelings about a lot of things. I really wanted some of the Doki Watch skins. I expected them to be in a bundle. That was no surprise to me, but I do not want recolors in a bundle. I feel like if you're gonna make recolors, it should be something else, or at least go like full force and just do 5 Doki Watch skins. I don't think it's just Blizzard that does this for things. It's many games, and I think that's why it's just kind of annoying because you can't particularly change it. But there is hope because I hope that I get lucky next season in a loot box. That is my hope. I did get the Juno Mythic, and I think it's really cute, and I really love all the effects. I will want to play Juno more because of that skin. I feel like I didn't really play Juno a lot before the skin, but the skin definitely makes me want to play her a lot more. I was pretty determined to play in third person, and in this video, there's a really loud car. I did play third person, which is a little disorienting for Ashe since she does scope. But I think going forward, I probably will just play first person. I find third person really hard, and I guess I'm just really not used to playing third person at all, and I feel like it ruins my muscle memory in the game. And since Stadium is kind of more chaotic and it's easier to die very quickly, I think I need the first person. I don't know. I think I'm just a mediocre player anyways, like at the best of times. So I feel like it doesn't particularly matter, but it's definitely easier for me to aim in first person and to be able to turn around and help my teammates if I am playing support like Curie or Juno. I am kind of sad though, because it seems that a lot of my friends don't like Stadium at all. And I get it. It's a bit of a learning curve, I feel like. And there's not much you can do sometimes. I feel like some things can be a bit overpowered, but I feel if you build properly, it can help. But I think sometimes people don't want to build survival items, and even then, it does play differently than regular Overwatch. I feel like you have to definitely play more as a team, and you get punished way harder for trying to flank because there's a lot of damage that can come at you, especially if you're like me and you like playing Ashe. And I usually just go the dynamite build because I am really inconsistent with hitting my scope shots or those shots in general. And when you have a soldier with auto aim power, then it can make things really difficult. Especially since I tend to panic very quickly when I'm taking damage really quickly and I miss every shot. But I would still prefer to play this mode over competitive, I think, like regular competitive. And I'm not sure if I would play comp again. If I had to play it for the drives, then I absolutely would play it. If my friends want to play it, I don't mind playing it. The hero bands, I feel like I don't have much of an opinion on them. I don't particularly care. I think I would definitely ban Sojourn and Widow. I really hate playing against them. And that may say a lot about me as a player, but I feel like I don't necessarily have an issue playing against them, but it's more like my teammates can't seem to really deal with them. So I would prefer that they're just not in the game. And I'm also a big believer in I don't particularly care who you play. As long as we like play as a team, I think that's what matters the most. Because I will have games where they'll have a widow and we will all try to counter the widow, and the entire enemy team protects her with their life because they know she's doing really well. So I don't really care a whole lot about who people play, who they choose to play. I feel if you're having a hard time adapting around your team, then I feel like that's kind of a skill issue on your part. And this is not to... I'm trying to figure out the way to say this, because there are absolutely people who are hard to play with, and it's not necessarily the character that they're playing. It's just them as a player. And it doesn't matter who they switch to, it's not going to be better. And I think a lot of people need to realize that. There was another thing that I also wanted to mention on that, but oh, when people talk about like counter swapping and stuff, I haven't played a lot of comp, but I've played enough to... I've climbed from bronze like 3 separate times. I've completed 3 of the drives. I didn't do the first one because it was god awful, and I'm like, this isn't worth it. I don't care that much. But after learning some things and just being a little more coherent, because if you knew me back then, you'd probably know why it was kind of hard for me to play Overwatch, or why I was playing so terribly a lot of the time. And I'm not gonna really say why, but let's just say that I just was in my own world and I didn't really know like what was happening, so it was really hard to play the game. I keep going off track and then I lose my train of thought. I have more people in my quick play games that switch and ask people to switch than I do in my comp games. I am 1,000% a quick play warrior. I would rather play quick play than play competitive because I find competitive extremely frustrating. Everyone will ask you to switch, but they won't switch themselves. Or you will ask someone to switch and they won't. Or they will switch to something that doesn't really help the problem that you're having. For instance, a pharmacy. You'll have a Hanzo that isn't really hitting the Pharah, and you say, hey, do you mind going hit scan? And they switch to Genji. That's not exactly a hit scan. And I understand that in those moments, those players can be frustrating, but all you can do is ask. And if they don't want to, like, that's on them. Losing a game isn't the end of the world. If you're on a big losing streak, you should try to just play something else. That's my opinion. Because the more you lose, the more frustrated you're gonna get, and it's not gonna be fun. And at the end of the day, you're playing a video game to have fun. And I think a lot of people forget that, like, the majority of players are plat and gold. Not many people are actually high rank. And not a lot of people, I feel like, are willing to work as a team, but they play competitive because they feel like it's a full game. And not because they care about their rank. I don't know why I went on that tangent. I don't even think I really wanted to talk. I just wanted to, like, touch on hero bans just a little bit. Because I genuinely have no interest in playing comp. I also recently turned on the settings where you can see other people's crosshairs in the kill cams. But I don't often see the kill cams because I do that thing where if I think I click enough buttons, I respawn faster. So I'm like, I want to get back, I want to play the game, let me respawn. And so I just button mash. And since this game is over, I just want to quickly mention before I forget, and also while there's like no gameplay on the screen, if gameplay is interesting to you, but I crocheted one of Juno's sharks for her torpedoes. I think it's Phobos, the pink one. I would love to do both, but I don't have a blue, and I don't really feel like, I don't want to say I don't feel like, I need to be smarter with my money, so I am not buying any blue yarn. I already had this pink and white yarn, and actually everything I used I already owned, so it didn't feel bad to do it, because I plan to make a mushroom little plush guy with this stuff, which my sister got it for me like actually 2 years ago. But if you craft, and especially if you do any kind of fiber arts, you know that you kind of just keep collecting yarn and keep intending to do projects, and then you have like a billion projects that you intend to work on and you don't really finish any of them. Because I was in the middle of making a hat, and then my sister was like, it would be so cute if you made one of those sharks as a plush, because I was showing her the skin because I was really excited about it. She does not play Overwatch, but I make Overwatch my entire personality, and I unfortunately cannot stop that. I think it's really cute. I had a fun time making it. It didn't take me super long. I just watched a lot of different tutorials and just kind of smash them all together. Because I don't usually make a lot of plushes or like amigurumi. I generally make a lot of hats and like clothing items. But there's a lot of things that I want to get into, but I spend a lot of time playing Overwatch or staring at the wall. Plus, I'm trying to be a little more mindful of how much I'm using my hands. I'm really worried about carpal tunnel. Because when I was crocheting a lot, probably like 6 months ago or something, I was having a lot of pain in my wrists and my like joints in my fingers. And sometimes I still do, but right now I don't have much pain, but I am kind of getting numbness in two of my fingers on my right hand, which is my dominant hand. So I think I really need to cool it on the things that I'm doing with my hands. Because it's really easy for me to just kind of crochet all day or just for extended periods of time, because it keeps my mind busy and my mind occupied, and so I don't, like, for the lack of a better term, crash out. But I definitely need to be more mindful on that because I really don't want carpal tunnel. I have been playing more games though. I think the last competitive drive kind of took a lot out of me because I was mainly playing tank, and if you know, I'm not much of a tank player. I don't mind playing tank sometimes, but I'm definitely a Ramattra one trick. I can't play other tanks as well as I can play Ramattra. I really like playing Diva, but usually I'm demexed all the time. I can't really manage my matrix very well. Or I will be too good and then there goes Zarya immediately. I like playing Queen, but I haven't played her enough to use her well. It's tough. I do really like Hazard as well though, but if there's too much damage, it's just easier for me to play Ramattra because I can take a lot of damage and do a lot of damage at the same time. But it was definitely a lot because I pretty much played comp for what felt like an entire week, like almost exclusively, because I was getting my placements, or I was getting the rest of my tank placements while also helping my friend get their placements, and then I had another friend that I was helping them get their placements, so everyone was ready for the drives, because you can't get the drives if you haven't done your placements. And a lot of the people I was playing with, a lot of them mained support. And since I don't particularly mind playing other roles, like I feel pretty comfortable and confident playing other roles. I didn't mind taking the role of tank. Plus, I know a lot of people just don't really like playing tank. So I took one for the team and I completed all my drives. I don't think everyone completed them fully, but I think most people really just wanted the comp points, which is mainly the reason I do them, because it's basically a free weapon skin. But now that I've completed 3 drives, I feel like I need to keep trying to get the prestige levels. It's kind of just like the thing where you want the number to just keep getting bigger. I had to step away from recording, so I do not remember what I was talking about. Oh, I think it had something to do with comp, but I think I was done with that. But I will say that if I'm playing a role that's not support, I can get burnt out pretty quickly because I'm just not used to playing other roles as much, and I don't know them as well as I know support. Okay, now I'm remembering other things as well. Have been playing more games again. I think sometimes when I don't have, I've been asked to play other games recently, and usually I've been bad about playing other games in the past, and I think that's mostly because I will have friends who are not willing to play games that I enjoy, but expected me to play the games that they wanted to. So I kind of started losing interest in a lot of games other than Overwatch. And I think I would use my obsession with Overwatch to kind of say that I didn't want to play other games. But now I'm starting to change that, and it feels a lot better than it did in the past. I'm more willing to play other games and I'm actually having fun on them, which was not something I experienced a lot in the past. I felt like a lot of the time I was just kind of waiting for the game session to be over instead of actually like playing and enjoying myself. I recently got into a game called Arcade Again. It's free on Steam and Epic, though I would recommend getting it specifically on Epic because they give you 5,000 premium currency. And from what I understand, you don't get that on Steam because I downloaded it on both. There is cross-play if you prefer one platform over the other and a friend has the same thing, but the crossplay is kind of scuffed. It doesn't work super well. So that's why I downloaded it on Steam. And I just assumed that you got the currency, so I was confused as to why I had so much currency on Epic but not on Steam. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's like a looter shooter type, like Risk of Rain, Gunfire Reborn, except you don't really have like a set character with abilities. You can pick your surge powers, which are abilities, and you just pick up different guns and hacks, and it has pretty crazy EDM music, and I think it's pretty fun. I've enjoyed playing it. I plan on uploading a video of that. I have it recorded, I just haven't done it. I've been kind of in a I don't know, a time vortex, it feels like, where time isn't necessarily passing fast, but it actually is, but it feels really slow at the same time. So, which is why this video is going up later than I intended. I try to upload every Friday because I need to schedule myself or I won't do things. But I totally lost track of time and didn't start working on this until Thursday. So it's my bad. But I do want to start trying to share more games on top of Overwatch. My only issue is that I don't know what to talk about sometimes. I tend to go blank and I just don't know what I should say. But especially since I do my voiceovers separate from the gameplay, because I cannot multitask and I'm not going to pretend like I can. So I really need to use a lot of my brain power to focus on what's happening on the game. And talking at the same time just does not work. Sometimes it does work when I'm playing with other people, but when I'm playing by myself, it really does not work at all. I did get my Mercy Galactic weapon. I figured I would just get it for whoever I wanted it for the most, as I didn't do that with my first golden gun that I got. I just got it for Arissa because I played her a lot in comp. But I really regretted that. So, not gonna do that again. So I got the Mercy one. I think the next one I'm gonna get is Ashe because I want a Galactic Bob. And I'm not sure what I would get after that. I would think probably Juno. I think I am about 400 points away, so I might play a few games. I think I'll probably have to start playing Stadium by myself because I don't want to put my friends through something that they don't really want to play. And that's okay. I kind of had a feeling that that would kind of happen, and I'm not sure if there's anything that they could particularly change that would make them want to play. I know they say that they like the idea of it, but they don't like the snowballing effect. If you've played Stadium, I'm really curious of what your thoughts on it are. I personally like it, but I have a really hard time distinguishing whether something is OP or if I'm just not a great player. You know, I don't really know how to explain that any better. Also, I should mention that a lot of the keyboard sounds in the last few rounds of this might be missing because my cat is very upset with me, and it's more like she wants attention but gets upset when I give her attention. So I don't really know what to do about that, because she wants to be pet, but she gets really overstimulated by being pet, like, very quickly. And she likes scratching on things that she shouldn't be scratching on. She wakes me up in the morning because she scratches on walls and doors. Or she comes up onto the bed and scratches my face, which I would prefer if she scratched the door and not my face, because that hurts. I've also played Raft recently. I didn't play a lot of Raft when I initially got it because I have an intense fear of water and fish. Not really sure why, but that is something that I have. Even though it is just a video game, I have this very visceral, panicky feeling when I'm in water, whether it's real water or fake water. But I've been enjoying it. I dislike Bruce. He's a bit of a butt. It is what it is. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're enjoying the new season if you've played it. I am really curious on your thoughts on Stadium and what you think about it. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any tips, I would love to hear it. I feel like I don't have too much trouble playing it, but sometimes it is one of those things where I don't really know how I could build against something or if there is even anything you can do. And yeah, I also hope to post other things as well. And I hope that that works out, but we'll see. I'm not going to make any promises, but I am going to still make Overwatch stuff. And with that, I hope you have a good one and stay safe.